Once Upon a Headline presents, as seen in the Evening Herald, Dublin, Ireland, dated Thursday, December 28, 1933, Lochness Monster, French Professor's Interest. The fame of the Loch Ness Monster has spread to France, and never a day passes but the newspapers publish articles calculated to curdle the blood of their readers. It is the first cousin of the Megophias. The sea serpent is the serious opinion of Professor Greuvel, who superintends the Department of Colonial Fisheries at the Paris Museum. The Loch Ness Monster may perfectly well be an actual Megophias, says the professor, which has wandered from its usual haunts into those cold waters. But we shall not know until it has actually been captured exactly to which species this strange creature belongs. Until then, I can only say to our Scottish friends, good hunting, or rather good fishing. The professor recalls that during 1897 and 1898, a French naval officer, Lieutenant Lagracie of the gunboat Avalanche, saw on 3 different occasions 2 of these creatures off the French Indochina coast. All the personnel of the gunboat Avalanche, as well as Commander Joannet and 8 other naval officers of the Bayard, were agreed in their description of the creatures. They measured 75 feet long and 6 feet in diameter. They advanced through the water with undulating movements and blew out jets of combined air and spray horizontally and not straight up into the air, as do cetaceans, animals of the whale type. They appeared to have several lateral flippers and were colored black on the back and gray underneath. Their heads were like those of seals, but about twice as large, and their backs appeared to be covered with a kind of toothed comb. The Loch Ness Monster is reported to have been seen again today on 2 occasions. The first were 2 women who were driving along the loch side state that they saw it cleaving through the water well out of the loch a little north of Foyers. And the second was at about 8:30 a.m. 2 men were returning to Fort Augustus from Invermoriston by motor lorry, reported that they had a clear view of the creature near Fort Augustus and were able to give a detailed description. The 2 points are 15 to 20 miles apart and on opposite sides of the loch. Yesterday, Simon McIntosh, a worker in the aluminum works, Foyers, another employee, and a schoolboy, Malcolm McCrae, were watching for some time from the rising ground at Foyers when they saw the animal about 2 miles away opposite Invermoriston. The air was clear. The surface of the loch is unusually calm for this period of the year, and these conditions may account for the frequent observations. The witnesses described it as something moving in a large circle. They watched it going round 3 times and then disappeared under the water. These appearances of yesterday and today, following close on the observation by a Fort Augustus doctor some 12 miles south, cause many people in the district to believe that there is not 1 monster, but at least 2. And that concludes this episode of Once Upon a Headline, where history whispers to us from beyond the ink.